What I'm working on today is the siren on top of the police car. Here's the police car. And the police cars go whizzing by outside the laundromat there. And the thing I'm trying to figure out today is how to make what needs to be inside that siren, or what do I need to do to get the lights to spin as it drives by outside the laundromat. So what I'm doing is I'm going into edit mode on the police car and selecting the siren, and then hitting the P key and separating it out to another object. Once that's done, then I'm going to begin building the innards of the siren. Now, I don't really know exactly how detailed I need to be for something like this, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to build this inner light thing inside the siren. And then what I'm going to do is parent the lights, a couple of spotlights to it, spin the little gizmo around in the sirens, and see how it looks. So this is what I'm doing here. I went out on Google to try and find some sort of inner structure of a siren, and didn't really find much, so I'm kind of making this up as I go. So we'll see how it works. This is another one of those shots where it seemed really obvious and simple in the initial stages, but now... Oh, here I'm looking for a hotkey. Don't be afraid or ashamed to go to the help portion of Blender and search for a hotkey. Also, sometimes what I'll do is just go to Google and search for, Blender something, and the first few hits will kind of tell me what I need to know. It's like having a help Blender help system, except it's called Google. So once this is done, and I know I'm probably spending way too much time on this, but once it's done, now I'm going to put it inside the siren, and I'm going to need to parent it. I'm going to need to parent all of this to the main car, so it will travel with the car while the siren spins. And the whole point of this is to get some sort of light flashing, moving lights on the buildings, flashing inside the laundromat when the cars go by. And that's the whole point, is to provide some sort of depth cues and everything as the cars go by. So I'm not really sure if this is going to work. So now here I'm just trying to figure out if they spin around, will it look fairly cool? And I don't know if I've exactly come to a conclusion on this yet, but I'm still going ahead with it. So I struggle sometimes with how much to do. I feel like I get caught up in the details sometimes with this particular project. This particular car model that I made was from a 1969, I don't know, I forget what it is, a Chevy Impala or something, and I found blueprints for it online, and I, modeled the entire thing. I probably could have just grabbed one, off of some model website, but I just enjoyed building it. Even things like the comic book on the table back by the pinball machine, that's got images from an actual, I think it's a 1974 Batman comic book that I have. Um, and all the signs on the walls of the laundromat say, if not funny things, little quirky things that I put in there. The payphone and the washing machine and everything, and the pinball machine. I just kind of geeked out on all of them. Had a lot of fun. But then there are other places that I feel like I need to go back and really work on. So it's hard to balance all the things you should be doing with all the things you want to geek out on. So here's a render that gives you kind of a look of what the Siren's going to look like. And I think I'd go with this. So now the trick is to parent this to the car. Make sure it stays with it as the car moves. Now the next thing I'll be doing here is just doing a little test animation across the stage here and see if I can get a decent timing of the lights spinning around, because you don't want them going too quickly or too slow. And of course, when I then imported or linked the car to the main shot, I then had to animate the sirens for each car so they wouldn't be all in alignment. So they began at a different part of their 360 degree cycle. Now here I'm in the IPO editor, and I'm changing the IPO, the curve type, to linear, and then I'm going to have it just I'm going to select, now it's escaping me, continue, so that the curve repeats, or extend, I should say. I guess it's extend, isn't it? Extrapolate, I'm not sure. So now you've got here, you can kind of begin to see as it renders the lights going around. What I did after this is I put a halo on the lights so they kind of have more of a volume. But you can kind of see as the car moves forward, the lights spinning around.